So there's this saying that goes around on the internet, I'm not sure where it originated, that we are the sum of the 5 people that we spend the most time with. And like a lot of boilerplate stuff that gets passed around the internet, I was always a little bit skeptical of it, not because intuitively it doesn't sound correct, because yeah, I get it, right? I get it on an intellectual level, right? I mean, the people you surround yourself with, it's going to make a difference in terms of you, your mindsets and all the rest of it. But is it really true, or is it just the sort of thing that, you know, people say, they put in a tweet, they'll put in an Instagram post because it sounds good? And I was, as I say, always kind of on the fence about it, really, until just recently. So I'm in London now. You can see Leadenhall Market behind me. We're in the city, the powerhouse of the British economy, global financial powerhouse, actually. And I've just come back from a trip around Poland with James Tusk, Mr. Ram, some other people were along for the ride as well. And what I was trying to express yesterday to Tusk over some voice notes, and probably not really doing a very good job of, was that when I'm traveling around and when I'm with him and certain other people that we know, my sense of what is possible seems to expand somewhat. And then, you know, if I spend too long in one place, like even London, and London's a great city, don't get me wrong, but I spend too long on my own or largely on my own somewhere else, my sense of what is possible seems to contract. And I think this is the key thing, really. It's not that you have to hang around with a bunch of mates who've all got Lambos and expensive watches and supermodel girlfriends and things like that. I mean, obviously it's probably a lot of fun if you do that, but it's the key thing I think that you take from it, and this applies to dating as well, so I'm going to get to that in a second, but the key thing I think that you take from hanging around with people that are successful in areas that you also want to be successful is that when you're with them, you see what is possible, okay? And in order to achieve anything, and I do believe this, I think visualization is true. I think it's a very useful technique that we can all employ to make our lives better. But in order to visualize something, you have to be able to imagine it. And a lot of the time, in terms of success with business, with money, with women, with dating, travel, lifestyle, we don't really know what's possible until we see it. If you've got a very, very, very good imagination, then I suppose you can conceivably imagine some kind of James Bond type lifestyle. But I think we tend to think that stuff's fictional. We tend to think that stuff happens in the movies, okay? When you spend time with people who are actually living a lifestyle that you cover, and indeed exceeding the sort of lifestyle that you cover, then your sense of what is possible expands. And when your sense of what is possible expands, your desire to go after it increases, your knowledge of how to go after it increases because you've seen somebody else doing it, and just your whole center of gravity is shifted by the fact that somebody else is very clearly doing the things that you want to do. Now, you get this by proxy when you watch a YouTube channel. So you get this by proxy if you watch, you know, a channel where somebody is maybe going around and approaching lots of different women and having success in their dating life, or you get it by proxy if you watch somebody who's traveling the world and living a baller lifestyle. So you can get it, and YouTube and these different platforms, Instagram and so on, really, really inspirational, and I owe a lot to them myself, no doubt, watching other people on screen doing this stuff. But really, until you actually spend time with the people and recognize they're real people, because this is the other thing, you know, it's kind of funny. I was saying to James, the whole advent of YouTube has meant that Andy Warhol's dictum that everyone will become famous for 15 minutes has now become true, because all you have to do is be like me, put on a jacket, pick up a camera and record yourself and press publish online, and suddenly you're online and it's like you're on TV. Nobody's appointed me to do this. There wasn't some big talent agency that scouted me, or James Tusk, or indeed anybody else, any other influencer really that you see on screen. But we tend to afford the people that we see on screen this kind of godlike status. I'm not talking about myself here, of course, but I know myself. I look at other content creators and I think that person is somehow special. They've been imbued with this mystery, this majesty, by the very act of just appearing on camera. But when you spend time with those people and you realize, actually, no, they're just a normal human being. They're just another guy like you and me. And that person is doing things that years ago I would have thought impossible. That is incredibly inspiring. And I think this is really the value of as I say, spending time with people who are high value, or not even like high value is a silly word really, or a silly term. People who are achieving something that you want to achieve, I think it's incredibly valuable. And I also actually think travel is valuable. And travel is valuable, and this is a whole other topic that we can go into. Travel is valuable for many, many reasons. The old saying was, travel broadens the mind, and it does. But specifically, again, relating it to this video, I would say that it broadens the mind in the sense that it opens up your perspective, it opens up your sense of what is possible. Okay, when you travel around, you know, you go to a place like Poland, where we just were, or you go to a place like Mexico or Colombia, or, you know, any of these great countries really, and you realize that the world is so much bigger than you ever envisioned. When you're sitting in your bedroom at home thinking the dating marketplace is crap, it's never going to work out for me, I'm never going to meet the one, all of that kind of good stuff. When you travel, you realize that actually you've only seen a fraction of the world, and the world is incredibly big. There are many, many beautiful women here. There are more beautiful women than you could ever hope to even talk to in your entire lifetime, let alone date. So the abundance really is out there. But again, going and seeing it yourself is so, so key. So, you know, I've come round to this, you are some of the 5 people that you spend time with thing. I think it does hold weight. I do also, however, think that it doesn't mean that you should just kick everybody, you know, underneath you on the ladder down the ladder either. I would also, you know, I like to hang out with different people from all different kinds of backgrounds, different levels of, you know, success. Because how do you really gauge success anyway? Is it having a Lambo, or is it something else, right? You know, is it something more profound, more spiritual than that? So I like to hang out with people from all different sorts of backgrounds. But as I say, I think if you aspire to do something, whether that be in dating or whether that be in business or finance or whatever it is really, you should spend some time with people who are already doing it and who are further along the road than you. And that, of course, is why in-person coaching is such a great thing to do, because you get then the opportunity to spend time with somebody who is walking the walk rather than just talking the talk. So look, if you're interested in learning from me or just having a conversation with me about where you are in your dating life, where you are in terms of your social life, your lifestyle in general, if you like, but let's focus on the dating side of things, then link below. Book a free appointment, book a free consultation, and we can have a chat on the phone. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Do subscribe to the channel. See you guys again very soon. Bye-bye.